Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you'll learn the ins and outs of buying, selling, and investing in real estate. Our 1-hour program airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. and repeats Sundays at noon, and offers new topics and discussion each and every week. Learn how to sell your home for more money and how to be savvy when buying a home. With over 35 years of experience each, let's now join your local experts, Wally and Cindy Kerr, along with your host, Dave McKay, for this week's live show.
Well, here we are. We're ready for another great Saturday. It's the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show. I'm Dave McKay, along with Wally and Cindy Kerr. How are we doing on this fine Saturday?
Great. By the way, just such a busy week. Isn't it amazing everything that's gone on over the last week? So, yeah, good to see you again. It was a fun-packed week. A lot of things for us and some great times this week, and ready to get after it again today.
Did you guys do anything special for the 4th? Go watch some fireworks or go shoot some stuff off?
With our
okay, great.
That was just awesome.
Good.
Yeah, we had a really good time. What about you for your 4th?
Dragged the grill from the back patio out to the front, basically right in front of the street.
Cooked hamburgers for all the neighbors?
I did, yes. Grabbed the Magic 104.1 van, had that there with the music playing, and had people come out and just stop by and gave them hot dogs and hamburgers.
So I remember one year for the July 4th, my mother was grilling steaks or hamburgers. I was probably 8.
Okay.
And I stuck a smoke bomb, and she still remembers the story at age 91. I stuck it underneath the barbecue.
Okay.
And she's cooking, and she's inside the home. And I've got this smoke bomb going. I said, look, Mom, the steaks or hamburgers, whatever it was, they're burning.
Oh,
and
no.
my mom goes berserk and runs out there and finds that I've stuck a smoke bomb underneath the grill. It was the first time I got a good gotcha on my mom.
That is awesome. Well, the show, as always, is brought to you by our friends, our partners, Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage, and also by Best Protect Roofing and Construction. Wally, what is on tap for today's show?
Well, we've got a new segment we're going to start today. We're going to give a little break to Wally's Weekly Wisdom, and we're going to start something new that Cindy came up with for our shows called the Tell Me Something Good segment.
I like that.
So we're going to drop that in today, along with a couple of segments. One of them we've titled, Is That Home Really Worth What They're Asking for It?
Oh, I like that.
So I think you'll like this segment.
Okay.
Also about how does a short sale work? Most people who are attuned to real estate have heard this term called a short sale. What is that? How does it work? Who qualifies for it? And what do you need to know about it? And then we're also going to talk about, a lot of people are building this time of year, thinking about building a home. You and I know that the inventory of available homes is a little bit skinnier. That's changing, and we'll talk about that today too. But more importantly, a lot of people going and building a home. How about let's talk about some really smart things to add when you're building a home?
Okay.
I think we'll have a lot of fun with that today.
Great. Well, if you're listening to us right now, you've joined in right at the beginning of the show. If you can't stick with us this whole hour, we're on here till noon. We'll be back with the replay of this show at noon tomorrow on Sundays, or you can catch us on all the major podcast networks. Of course, WallyTalksHouses.com. They are all stored there, all past shows, so you can go get them all there.
Yeah, and stick around because on this next break, I'm going to sneak over here and put a smoke bomb underneath Dave's radio console here, and we'll see what happens when he thinks the console's on fire.
That would not be the first time. That would be the first time it was a prank. So.
That's probably a good story for here in the future on our show.
All the electronics in this,
yes,
wiring and speakers.
That's right. Well,
microphones. I could see where every once in a while there may be a short.
Yeah, there's a fire extinguisher right over here.
Absolutely.
So we'll get Dave to use that on the smoke bomb this morning.
Well, stick around. We'll hope we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Nothing beats experience when selling or buying your most valuable asset. Be sure you interview Wally and Cindy and their experienced team by calling 330-3000 before you make your next move. We're back to the show right after this break.
Could your home sell faster and for more money if it were in better condition? For one reasonable flat fee, we're willing to advance you the money to make needed repairs or improvements when you list your home for sale with us. It's Kerr Team's Get Your Home Ready program, allowing you to sell your home faster and for more money. Call Wally at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty today at 330-3000 to find out more. And remember, if you're selling your home, Wally has the buyers. Call me today at 330-3000.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 330-3000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Wally has the buyers at Kerr Team Real Estate. Simply text your address to 330-3000.
The Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show is presented every weekend at 11 a.m. on Saturday, and the show repeats Sundays at noon right here on KOKC. Let's get back to the discussions about how to buy right and sell for more with Wally and Cindy, along with Dave McKay.
Before we get into, I always say, the meat and potatoes of the show, you know, we already talked about what we did for the 4th of July, but, you know, the heat, we're in that part of the summer now where the temperatures are reaching triple digits. And Cindy, I know you like to ride horses. And how do the horses handle the heat? What do they do for it? Is it late at night? You going early in the morning? What do the horses do
She's
for
waking
this
me
heat?
up in the morning. I'm glad you're going to tag her on this one, Dave.
Yes.
She's getting up early and waking me up.
You know, I've got a riding arena on my property, and I've really got into showing my horse. And I've trail ridden all over the western United States, and that's been so much fun. But now I'm really enjoying just showing my horse, and she seems to enjoy it. But boy, I'm in that saddle at 7:30, 5 days a week, and done by 8:30 and hosing her off because it's so humid.
Yes. So what do the horses do during the day to stay cool? I really don't know this. What do they do?
I'll tell you, they are wrapped up with fly sheets. I've got fly masks on them to keep the flies out of their eyes.
Okay.
They've got fly boots on. I mean, they've got their summer armor on. And then at night, they're out grazing, and we like to sit on the patio and watch them, don't we, Wally?
Well, we do. We built a fire pit, so when we built our home 8 years ago, right at the end, one of the contractors said, have you thought about doing a fire pit? And we were like, well, that seems like a really good idea. So we ran natural gas. That's turned out to be our table. So we eat dinner there. There's a place for your glass with your drink.
Great.
A place for your food if you need to get up instead of sitting it down on the ground. But, yeah, we enjoy the evenings out looking at the horses.
We do, and we're overlooking a big grassy pasture. But I'll tell you what, about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, all of a sudden those horses go galloping back to the barn. Do you know why, Dave?
No, I don't.
The horse flies come out and start attacking those horses,
wow.
and they are gone, and they're back in their stall.
Yeah, I've got that body chemistry where the mosquitoes will carry me away. I mean, they don't bother
Yes.
her, but I mean, they literally come in hordes and bite me. So between me getting mosquito bit and the horse flies going for the horses, I'm running for the house just like the horses are running for the loafing
Well, they don't
shed.
like stuff that's sweet. They like stuff that's sour.
There you go.
So there you go. Okay, so you did that this week. We had 4th of July festivities. We're about a week and a half out from the NBA draft. Some new players. It's exciting to see who we're going to have for the Thunder. We signed a big man now. Hardestin, I think is his last name.
Hartenstein from the Knicks, right?
Yeah,
Right.
so I think bigger and better things for the Thunder coming up. You know, actually, when they started out, I did have season tickets. I let them lax for a little bit.
We did too.
Not because they kind of went into rebuilding. I actually gave up my tickets just the season before they went to the NBA Finals. Stupid me.
Really?
So I missed out on that. But now I'm back, got myself a half season.
Well, that's exactly what we
21
bought. We have a good friend named Chris, and he's got great tickets. They're on the floor. Now they're back behind one of the goals. But I am so excited for the upcoming season, how we did in the draft. Picked up a couple of great guys in the draft. Picked up Caruso.
big is that one guy
Well,
you've been talking
Hartenstein
about?
is 250 pounds and 7 feet.
Wow.
Yes,
And
we
he
need
came
some
from the
muscle to
Knicks.
move
He's the
around.
post-
That's right.
Postman.
He's the postman, and he's
Yep.
going to play with Chet.
Okay.
Between that and getting Caruso and some of the recruits, and I saw Dave earlier this week where the odds makers are already saying they think we'll win the Western Conference next year, which would put us in the finals. Now, again, I'm
Yes.
not going to bank on that too much.
That
but
sounds like a weather prediction 15 days out.
There you go. But I'm really excited about the coming season. Hey, by the way, Dave, we talked about last week going to the Doobie Brothers concert.
Oh, yes.
And we did not go Saturday to Dallas because it was so hot.
Yes.
But I'm going to have Cindy just tell you about that amazing show we saw this last Tuesday night at the BOK Center.
At the BOK Center, and it was the Doobie Brothers. That was kind of my era, and I know all the songs and can sing them all. And sometimes you go to a concert, and when the musicians are in their 60s and 70s, you have a little trepidation. You know, are they going to be able to hit all the notes? And they were fantastic.
Oh, great.
They were tight. They were like the Eagles. You know, Don Henley has such a tight show that he runs.
Yes.
The vocals were beautiful. Michael McDonald at age 72 is hitting all those high notes and not going for the
And he
octave
was like
lower.
a crazy man on the keyboards.
Wow.
I know they're beginning to tour out, but if you have the ability to go, you guys have heard us say that we like to go travel and put music into the travel, but this is their farewell tour, just like
Okay.
what the Eagles are doing right now. If you got the opportunity, we saw a lot of even younger people at the concert that really loved it at the BOK.
It was great.
But if there's any way you could travel and go see them, if you liked the Doobie Brothers and all their great music, that's something that we would really highly recommend.
Well, let's get right into it. Our first House Talk segment of the day. Is that home really worth what they're asking for it? So, how do you tell if a home is worth the asking price without seeing it first?
So I'm going to quote Barbara Corcoran on this.
Okay.
She said, buyers decide in the first 8 seconds of seeing a home if they're interested in buying it.
Okay.
So get out of your car and walk in the buyer's shoes and see what they see. And if within the first 8 seconds you say it's a great home, probably is, right?
I like that and how accurate that statement is. Most of the time, you just know the right house when you see it, right?
Absolutely. But what if you don't go see the house first? How can you determine without looking at every house if it might be worth it? And that's an interesting question.
There's 5 clues, I think, Dave, that we just scribbled down. And one is if it's an underwhelming description and it doesn't paint an amazing picture of the home, it's probably going to be disappointing in person. If it just says, hey, this great 3-bed, 2-bath has been well loved.
And it has a stove.
Okay.
Here's the one I love. It's got a new dishwasher. Can you imagine a woman sitting at a computer and looking over at her husband
Saying,
and
"I
saying,
want
we
that
have got
one."
to go see this home. It's got a new dishwasher, honey.
Oh, honey, yes.
But you know, it's interesting if a house is listed, especially by a realtor, that's a professional marketer. And if there's just not much nice to say about the house and a realtor wrote that description, it might be a little underwhelming when you go see it.
Well, I could see the wife rolling her eyes if you flip it and the husband says, look, honey, it has a putting green in the backyard. I could see the wife going, well, I better see an upgraded kitchen if you're getting a putting
exactly.
green.
Bad pictures are a dead giveaway. If they're blurry, if they're vague, taking an odd angles just makes that very difficult for a buyer to look and imagine living there. It could lead to it being a disappointing home. I've seen houses, Dave, that were listed with a realtor with bad photos like you have because they're taken with a cell phone. It could be due to bad lighting. Sometimes those photos can actually hurt the marketability of a home.
And professional pictures are so important. That's why we use a professional photographer. A hot flash, being able to flash into a dark room so it doesn't just look dark. What about ceiling fans? If you leave them on, it might make that picture look blurry. And then some realtors trying to capture the outside through the window, but then it makes glare or the inside looks dark. There's a lot of secrets that a professional photographer knows to really make those pictures look great.
It also has to do with neighborhoods and the year built and what you expect. So, it's okay to go find a home built in 1920 in Oklahoma City. Maybe it's Mesta Park. Maybe it's the Crown Heights area.
Yes.
You might look and say, I'm not really interested in a 100-year-old home, but you're looking for specifics. It might be marketing things like all the plumbing has been completely redone. All of the electrical's been done. There's no more aluminum wiring in the property. The sewer line's been replaced. Those are things that I would be emphasizing as a marketer on an older home where
Sure.
someone might immediately have those concerns. So much of this has to do with the area in the city you're looking at, the year built. If the home was built in 1980 and you look at it and you're like, wow, why are they asking that price? It's clear that this has got the old indirect lighting in the kitchen, which has got those ugly panels that hang down. And if you're looking inside and it's still got some wallpaper, it's got the old cultured marble vanities on the inside. It's got old vinyl. That leads people to look and say, this home just isn't worth the money. So a lot of this is marketing.
And you know what's interesting is how do those prices compare? And some of it has to do with the fact that a seller just may not be motivated, may want a price that's above market value. And we have learned over the years it's best to be honest with our sellers. When we do a market analysis, they need to know the true value. Now, it may be that they want to start a little bit higher, but we've had sellers tell us over the years, well, if I can get this price, I'll sell it. Well, if it's not market value, that's really tough.
Yeah, it's a matter of, do you want to sell your home or do you just want it to be for sale? Do you just want a sign in the yard and do you want the home not to sell,
Never
or
thought about that.
do you want to sell the home? And so long as we convey the probable value to the seller based on research and data, we're probably all going to agree to start at a price that's acceptable. And some people want to start a little bit higher and knowing that they might have to make a price reduction if it doesn't sell. And that's okay. It's just that today with pictures and data and neighborhood sales, which you can really find online, most buyers, when they go on and they start shopping, even if they just shop for a couple of weeks, they've got a pretty good idea about where that home should be priced.
Astute.
Like we titled this segment, we're talking about someone saying and looking online and thinking, is that home really worth what they're asking for it?
And you know what, Wally? When it is priced too high, it does lead to a long time on the market. And that's another clue, right?
It does. Homes that sit on the market longer in a good market like this, that's changing a little bit. We see that happening kind of before our eyes right now. A lot of that's just due to interest rates, Dave, right? Been
Yes.
talking about this for a long time. But there's still a lot of demand for homes at the right price range. And so if a home is in a hot range, wouldn't you guess that a buyer would know that?
Sure.
I mean, if you're looking for a home in the 225 range in the metro, or 175 or 200 that's 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car, you know those homes are selling quickly because you're watching many of them go pending.
Yes.
What happens if you see one of those homes at that price point that sits 48 days? It's kind of a dead giveaway. Maybe the pictures look really good online, but you realize when you
Yes.
get there, it doesn't look quite as
What's wrong
good
with
as
it?
what it looked online.
Or the location. You know, it may have a very busy 4-lane behind it. It may have high tension wires.
Hey, let me ask you this question. Is it a little bit more difficult to appraise the value of a home that was built in the 1920s, 1930s because there's certain things about it that are maybe worth more because of its age or worth less? You made a very good point. With those, you're really marketing that the electrical has been upgraded, the plumbing has been upgraded, the HVAC.
Yeah, older homes, look beneath the surface. Don't just look at the cosmetics, right?
Yes.
But if you're a home seller, you should work up an Excel spreadsheet or a Microsoft Word document.
That's a great
and
point.
detail all of the
Yes.
improvements you've made, whether it was electrical, whether it was plumbing, the roof you replaced, all the repairs you did, the sewer line.
Appliances that were replaced.
Sure, if you replaced the flooring, you replaced the windows, you want to detail all of that and make that available for the appraiser. But also, right back to what we're talking about in this segment, is the home really worth it? And you start replacing windows in an older home, it could be $20,000 or $30,000 or
Oh,
more.
that's true,
And
yes.
so you want to detail that so that when the buyer looks and says, "Is it really worth the money?" you emphatically say,
Yes.
yes, it is.
'Cause
And
you have
here's my
stuff to
list of
back it up.
improvements.
And you know what I like about that Excel spreadsheet is it's really crucial to put the year that you did those things. So not just saying new roof, new dishwasher, but the year it was replaced.
And that's a reminder that it's not new, folks, if you put it in last year and you've run the dishwasher 200 times since then. I would be very careful not to say new dishwasher, and I'd be saying the dishwasher was replaced last year.
Yeah.
So that you keep yourself out of liability.
We talked last week about inventory increasing while rates still remain higher than most buyers really want. But some homes are continuing to sell with a lot of demand for them and are new Tell Me Something Good segment. I found we're going to go right into this. Talks about some of this. We're going to do that in about 2 minutes, right?
That's right.
Great. Stick around.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. From knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Stoke with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758, Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 330-3000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Wally has the buyers at Kerr Team Real Estate. Simply text your address to 330-3000.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
Did you get an offer for your home from Open Door and it was just too low? Find out what your home is really worth in today's market and how much we'd pay for your home. Call Wally at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at 330-3000 and let's talk. 330-3000.
Do you know of someone planning to sell or buy a home in the near future? You can help them make the best possible decision when you rely on Wally and Cindy's 35 years of real estate expertise in the local market. Sell your home faster and for more money, and make informed decisions when buying or investing by calling 330-3000. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally, Cindy, and your host, Dave McKay.
Well, this week we're starting off a brand new segment. It's called Tell Me Something Good. There you go. That's Rufus?
It is Rufus.
Okay.
I think it was around 74 when I was a teenager. I really liked that song.
Okay, well, maybe
Still
sometime during this segment, all of a sudden the music might just pop on because I might look for it here if we have our producer find that. So in this new segment, maybe something good in the forecast of home sales. It's something good in what you should do in your home.
Anything.
It could be anything?
Could be anything. We wanted to have a segment that wasn't negative about interest rates, about lack of inventory.
Everybody waiting for the Fed to come down.
Yeah.
This was Cindy's idea.
I wanted to hear some good news. And, this week, Cody Crawford, one of my agents, came to me and I said, Cody, what's going on great for you? And he said, I just closed a home at 2816 West Lindley, owned by a mom of 5 adult children. The mom passed away, and the home was part of a probate with 4 sisters and 1 brother. And you know how it is when you try to get a group of people to agree on anything? Cody was able to use his great negotiating skills. There were things that came up during the transaction. The house needed a roof, and the mother had dropped her insurance. So there was no insurance. She had paid off the home and dropped it. So Cody was able to utilize our preferred roofing contractor, Best Protect Roofing, and get a new roof on that house prior to closing, and it got it paid for out of the closing proceeds. So it was no out-of-pocket money. That was just one example of how well this transaction went. And at the end, all the siblings were so happy that they referred a new seller to us and to Cody.
We also had some good things happening. We are expanding, Dave, up to the Tulsa market. We just sold and or closed 3 nice homes. We just put under contract a lakefront home in Cleveland, Oklahoma, that's just northwest of Tulsa. Listed that at $425,000. Got it under contract in 8 days. Listed a home in Sand Springs for $315,000. Put that under contract in 7 days. And just a few weeks back, we closed a home just right up by the Hard Rock Casino that had 18 offers on it and sold for 9% above the listed price.
Oh, wow.
And that was more than the family ever thought we'd get. So lots of good things going on. We'll be sharing the Tell Me Something Good segment every week. We'll try to bring some good news to you. There will be fun stories that will hopefully make you smile.
Well, definitely good news for people who are still thinking about putting their home on the market. There are buyers out there. And we know that there is a possibility of more homes coming on the market soon because it's been kind of sparse, right?
Well, and there are more coming on, and we'll save that for our closing segment today. I've got some data for you that we'll share. It's kind of interesting.
Let's get into our second House Talk segment of the day. And you mentioned a short sale. I've heard the term short sale, but I'm not really sure what it pertains to in the selling buying process.
We're beginning to see maybe a little bit of this coming around, which is why we wanted to mention it today. A short sale is just that. It's where a home sale won't pay off the debt against the home. So, for instance, maybe a home is worth $280,000 in the current market, but someone owes $300,000 on it. Thus, there isn't enough money to satisfy the mortgage payoff, and you're going to be short on the money you need to pay off the debt. That's what a short sale is.
Tell us some scenarios, Wally, how that could occur.
I think one of the most common that we might see, Dave, is let's say you buy a brand new home. Maybe you bought it 2 years ago.
Okay.
You've got a partner that you bought it with. The builder is still building in that neighborhood, so the builder in that case is probably your biggest competition, right? They're building a brand new home where they give a 1-year warranty. Maybe they're paying some closing costs that you wouldn't be able to afford selling it yourself. And hey, what do you want, Dave? Do you want a new car or do you want a used car? Do you want a new home or do you want a used home? So in some cases, you get two people that buy a home together. Then they decide not to stay together. Maybe one of them picks up and moves out of state.
Okay.
Maybe it's a divorce and people aren't staying together. They look up and they're like, now we need to sell this home. The builder is our biggest competitor. We really need to drop our price down, but we really can't afford to do that because we put down very little money. But we can't afford this now. We're breaking up. We're not going to pool our resources. Hey, I'm the one moving out and I don't care. Just let it go back to the mortgage company. And the other person says, yeah, but let's not do that. It's going to ruin my credit.
Sure.
And that's the key here is a short sale could salvage your credit a little bit.
It's better than a foreclosure because in a short sale, you're asking the lender to work with you. Here's what happens in essence. The first thing you have to do is describe and show the lender with a financial statement that you can't afford it. So let's go back to that example. Maybe this home is worth $280,000 and you owe $300,000 on it. So now all of a sudden they owe too much. They try to sell it. There's not going to be enough money there. So before anybody would consider a short sale, it's going to the mortgage company and kind of pulling your pants down and just saying, look, here's what I've got and here's what the payment is. And I can show you with this financial statement by the time I pay my car payment and I pay my student loans, if that's what it is, and I pay my credit cards, I just can't make this payment anymore. I want to be a good steward of this and not just give you the house back. I'm asking you to allow me to sell the home and forgive some of my debt instead of giving you the house back and you just having to foreclose on it.
Tell us why a lender would want to do that, Wally.
Well, that's simple. The lender doesn't want the house. They want their payments, right?
Sure.
So if you were still current or even if you had money in the bank, your mortgage company's going to probably say, hey, Dave, why don't you rent your home for a couple of years, pay down your mortgage balance. Hopefully the market will improve and you'll be in good shape. One of the reasons we're talking about this is we've noticed over in Yukon that there's a lot of inventory that's building up, and I know why. There's more homes available generally under $400,000 in Yukon.
Yes.
Especially even under $300,000 because there's been so much land available. We're kind of almost doing this segment for some of our friends over in Yukon because we're seeing the inventory is stacking up. The builders are getting very competitive on what they will do. Dave, what would happen if you had a home in Yukon and all of a sudden you learned that the builder was not only offering a home for sale for about the same price as yours, but maybe they were offering to do a buy down and spend $10,000 on behalf of the buyer?
Why does someone want to buy a 2-year-old home, even though it's only 2 years old, when they can get a brand new one?
And they get to pick the colors, and they get to pick some things.
No disrespect to them, but I would be the same way.
Yeah.
Dave, to qualify for a short sale, though, you typically have to be substantially behind on mortgage payments to the point where the mortgage company's going to look and say, Dave's probably not going to be able to keep up with this. You're going to have to sign some documents and submit them and say, here's what happened. And it's what we call a hardship letter.
Okay.
I lost my job. I was out on medical injury, and this was not covered, or I hurt myself in an accident. It could be a separation or divorce. And your home must be worth less than the remaining balance on your mortgage.
Okay, so my mortgage company would know if I was behind on payments, but How would they know if I can't sell my home for what I owe against it?
Yeah, again, they're going to want to order an appraiser to go out and look and tell them what market conditions are. If we're talking about Yukon, and not just Yukon specifically, but that's a market where there are a lot of new homes for sale. A lender's not just going to take my word for it as a real estate broker. They're going to want to hire a certified appraiser to do an appraisal on the property and determine what market conditions are. And then if the lender looks and says, yeah, looks like these people are in a hardship situation, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to continue to make their payment for whatever reason, you can qualify for a short sale. The mortgage company looks at who the investor is and goes to them and says, here's somebody that's trying to be good to us. They're trying to help sell their home. They have fallen behind. We would end up losing some money over this if we decided to sell it for less than what is owed on it. But we might consider doing that so that the home doesn't just sit with no payments made on it and get foreclosed on, only to have to put it back on the market again based on whatever condition it's in. It's a complicated subject. We did a lot of these back right after the crisis in 2009, so back in the early part of the 2010, 11, 12 period. They're difficult. There's no way you could navigate. Maybe you have a friend or a family member that's fallen behind and they're 1 or 2 months behind.
They owe more than the house is worth. And you know what's really important here is it is difficult to do all this. And it also almost sounds like it's too good to be true from a seller standpoint. Oh, wow, they'll just forgive this $20,000. Well, that could come back to bite you as a seller, that forgiveness on your tax return.
That's right. They can 1099 you for that, Dave. So if your mortgage company lost $25,000, they can send you a 1099 miscellaneous income.
So I'm responsible for that possibly?
Well, here's the deal. You'd only be responsible for the taxes. Okay. So if there was a $25,000 loss, would you rather pay the $25,000 and have the lender come chase you after they foreclosed on the home? Now, that doesn't happen very often. Wouldn't you rather see if you could get this forgiven and only pay the taxation on those benefits?
But there's a lot to think about with this. You know, we're just kind of hitting the tip of the iceberg here, but we wanted to throw this out to let our listeners know this does exist, and we would hope they would call us. Wally is really an expert.
Yeah, in a situation like that, if someone's listening right now and they're thinking like, oh, okay, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, I can call you guys and basically you have experience with this. You can walk us through the process. So it's take the sting out of it a little bit and navigate us through, if you will.
Do you know what happens most often, Dave, is I'll get a call from someone that says, I'm 3 months behind and I think my mortgage company is going to take my home in the next 30 days. And my first question is, have you been served notice of foreclosure yet? And most often their answer is no. Okay. And the response to that is, hey, you've got time to sell your home, and you should probably consider a short sale if you are behind on payments, because the foreclosure process typically takes 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
So if you haven't even been served legally, you're at least in good shape for right now. Give us a call. You may know someone. It may be a family member, a friend, a nephew, a niece, and even a child. Have them give us a call for good advice, and we can lead you down the best road to get this resolved.
A real informational segment. I learned a lot, and a lot of it went above my head. That's one of those I'll just say,
oh, this one's complicated.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to again tomorrow at noon when the replay is, if you're listening live, of course, on Saturday. Yeah, that's one where I could really get lost in the weeds because my focus is over here. What am I going to do? How can I navigate this? What's going to happen? But I can get help, especially from you guys, to say, hold on, take a deep breath. Yes, some action needs to be taken, and we can navigate it.
If there are certain steps that are not followed right out of the gate, you can probably just wave your house goodbye and not get a short sale done. Mm-hmm. Be very careful about choosing someone ever to handle a short sale that doesn't have great experience in the business and just thinking they can navigate through. There are some very important steps. So, again, don't hesitate to call.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with some really smart things to add when building the home. And I would say I would add a new savings account over here, put money in it, so I don't have to worry about a short sale down the future. But no, we're going to talk about some great things to add when building a home, and that's coming up in 2 minutes.
Nothing beats experience when selling or buying your most valuable asset. Be sure you interview Wally and Cindy and their experienced team by calling 330-3000 before you make your next move. We're back to the show right after this break.
Hey, it's Wally. Don't forget that I'll sell your home guaranteed at a price agreeable to you or buy it myself for more than most investors will pay. To get my guarantee in writing, call or text me today at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at 330-3000. 330-3000.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
Could your home sell faster and for more money if it were in better condition? For one reasonable flat fee, we're willing to advance you the money to make needed repairs or improvements when you list your home for sale with us. It's Kerr Team's Get Your Home Ready program, allowing you to sell your home faster and for more money. Call Wally at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty today at 330-3000 to find out more. And remember, if you're selling your home, Wally has the buyers. Call me today at 330-3000.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Stoke with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
The Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show is presented every weekend at 11 a.m. on Saturday, and the show repeats Sundays at noon right here on KOKC. Let's get back to the discussions about how to buy right and sell for more with Wally and Cindy, along with Dave McKay.
Well, Wally and Cindy, I know many people who are buying or building a home today. And what are some of your recommendations when building so we don't end up saying, oh, I wish I would have added this to my new home, like maybe a golf simulator for me?
I don't think that one made the list today.
I don't think so.
Well, we need to add it.
But I've seen those in homes, as a matter of fact. They do take up a lot of space, but if you're into golf, that's a pretty cool deal.
First thing I'd say, Dave, is it depends on the price point. So we're going to break this down into a couple of categories. So if you're building, let's cover some things that you might want to consider doing and how they would differ. Let's say that a different price point, maybe at $350,000, and then maybe if you're building a home that's $500,000 or $600,000 and above. So first thing I'd start off with that we love in our home, and they're not really that expensive, are what are called Lutron Maestro dimmer switches. Okay, they're just, and you could put these very easily in a 1,500 to 2,000 foot home. It's neat, it's affordable. They're about $30 each. It's very simply a dimmer switch that has a memory setting.
Okay.
You just put it on your wall, you tap it, you can preset where you want your lights, and every time you walk over to that switch and tap it, those lights are going to go to that volume. And then if you want to turn them up, you just put your thumb on the rocker switch and increase or decrease the lighting. And we've got those throughout our home, and they were really very affordable. We've probably got maybe 15 of those throughout the home. So you're talking about $450 in switches. But here's the deal. When they build a home, they got to put a switch in anyway.
Sure.
So instead of it just being a straight toggle switch, why not put in a dimmer switch that you can enjoy for as long as you own your home?
And you know, there's some fun things you can do in your kitchen at all these price points, like a convection oven. If you like to cook, it's affordable. How about plumbing your patio for a gas grill? We did that. We have a little outdoor kitchen. We put in a fridge, and we plumbed for a gas grill, and boy, do we enjoy that.
Oh, boy. I hated running out of propane when we used to just have an outdoor grill. Here's one that's really cool. We mentioned earlier we have a fire pit back by our back patio, but we now realize today.
And we didn't do this next thing that we wish we would have done.
We wish we would have put in an electrical outlet so that we could plug in a phone charger. And even better than that, Dave, you've seen some of these electrical outlets today where you plug something in, but then they've got phone chargers built into the outlet for a Type A and a Type C charger. So every time you walk over, you don't even need your charger. You need a cable.
Yes.
But you just plug it into the wall. And Cindy and I wish that we would have made electrical outlets available. Even when our friends come over, sometimes they're like, hey, do you have a phone charger? My phone's dying.
Oh, it's in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Would have been great.
But you're sitting out on the
Of course,
patio,
then
and
they're
it
in
would
there
have
eating
been
your leftovers, so
Yeah.
you don't really want to send them back to the
that's
kitchen.
true.
But that would have been a nice addition for us to put in. And again, those are real affordable. They're not
Yes.
expensive at all.
And this next one is fun. And we did do this because I'm married to Mr. Christmas over here.
You are?
Wally loves Christmas.
Yes.
So he put in Christmas light outlets in the eaves of our house so he can plug in all these Christmas lights at Christmas time. And that's something you need to do when you build your home.
Problem is, Cindy won't let me climb the ladder anymore, but we
No.
do have the outlets. Dave, another one is Class 4 shingles on your roof, what are called hail impact resistant.
Oh, yes.
And they really save on insurance.
I
It
was
is going to cost a little more money.
They do save on our insurance.
That's a really, really good one. Let's jump up, Dave, and talk about maybe you're building a $500,000 home or
Okay.
above. So whether it's $500,000 or $2 million, one of the things we love the most is our recirculating hot water. So this means you've got instant water when you walk into any faucet in your home.
That would be nice.
Wouldn't it be nice for your guests who come over, they're in your guest bathroom, they turn on the water and it's cold and it's the winter time. What if they turn on that faucet and turn it to hot and that water was instantly hot?
They would love
Or
that.
you want to jump in the shower and you're not sitting there running your water.
Because
so-
your hot water heater or even your tankless water heater is all the way out in the garage.
Yes, and you're waiting.
And your primary suite's on the other side. So you can actually add these pumps not only for conventional water heaters, but I did do the research, and you can have a recirculating hot water pump with a tankless water heater so that you
Okay.
do have instant hot water. That's one that I would really do.
when we built a 3-car garage, but Wally kind of laments now he
don't wanna talk about
wishes
this
we
one.
would have built it just a few feet wider so
Okay.
that when you open your car doors, we have 3 cars in there, and when you open your car door, you're not trying to skinny out of your door, you're not trying to protect your
Yes.
doors from hitting the walls, just a few feet if you've got the space and footprint on your lot.
A lot of overhead garage doors, Dave, are 16 feet wide, but they come in 18 feet.
Oh, okay.
And a single door comes in 8 or 9 or 10 feet. Here we go. We built this beautiful home and put on a 16-foot door on the 2 and an 8-foot door on the 3-car.
Because that's what was normal.
Yes.
You probably didn't give it a second
even
of thought.
think about it and had plenty of room to do it. So
Yes.
if you're building and you're doing a 3-car, you've got the opportunity to do just the same.
That's right. And another comfort feature that we did do, radiant heated flooring in your primary bathroom or in your guest bathroom, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
It is so nice. It's coils underneath your tile, and when you step on that tile in the morning in the winter, it's not hot, but it's warm, and it gives a warmth to the whole room. It's fantastic.
If it's 0 degrees outside and you have beautiful marble or travertine
yes.
floors.
Yeah, those
the
are
price of this
cold.
house is going up already.
I know.
But you just step out of the shower or you just get up and get ready in the morning, and it's nice, warm, and toasty as you're about to get in your instant hot shower.
That's
That's a
right.
great luxury that you don't want to lament down the road that we spent this money for this house. Here's a couple of key items, like you said, we should have put in.
Yeah,
and you have
absolutely.
to do them at the time of building. So that's
Yes.
why we're talking about this.
Well, here's a big one is the LED strip lighting instead of like hockey puck lights that you used to see under kitchen cabinets.
Yes.
The little tape stuff that's not
Yes.
more than maybe a half-inch wide. It has the LEDs. That's kind of hard to go back and add on your kitchen cabinets without doing a lot of ugly drilling.
Plus, you have to
Kind of
have the electrical there, too.
That's right. So the LED tape lighting that would illuminate underneath your kitchen cabinets down onto the countertops, very affordable to do right now, even
Okay.
on a $300,000 home.
And one thing we did do that we enjoy is a coffee bar in our primary bathroom in the closet
Wow.
area. It's really nice. So it's got an area where we have a mini fridge. It's a pretty granite surface, and we've got our coffee pot
Okay,
there.
French vanilla coffee creamer in there, and that gets us going in the morning.
One thing that we have seen a lot, and we actually did, is designing your pantry so that it either has an access door from your garage or that your garage walks right into your pantry.
Okay.
So envision pulling out your groceries. You pull in your garage, you pull out your groceries. Do you want to carry those groceries all the way around, down a hall, into the kitchen? Or there could be a little door where you just put those groceries right into your pantry and then go on
The
in the house.
pantry's like a little hallway.
To catch all for the groceries, right?
And in our house, we actually designed a plan where you come in from the garage and you can either walk into the pantry, which steps into the kitchen, or you can walk the other way into what we call a drop zone, where we can put our keys and purse and chargers and phone, wallet, and all that.
Like a mud
Let's
room
put our phone
almost.
And a
charger in
mud
there
room.
because we didn't put a plug out at the fire pit.
Yeah,
So
there
we got
you
to go
go.
back in there to charge. Dave, another one that a lot of people have probably seen is a laundry room that connects inside our master closet.
I like that.
Do the laundry right in there, take the items out of the dryer,
Hang them right up.
plop
Put them
them
in
right
your
up
drawers.
on top of a chest of drawers. And you can do built-ins too. Think about when you're building a home. It's a lot harder to go back and add those built-ins later. But boy, to have a trim carpenter, just add some built-ins, shoe racks,
Kind
drawers
of
inside
like
your
what
closet.
you talked about, your California closet. You know,
Yes.
this is something that a builder can build for you in a custom closet. You know, there's some other fun things in your kitchen. One thing we've really enjoyed is a 2-drawer dishwasher. This isn't just 2 systems in your dishwasher. This is actually a dishwasher made by Fisher and Paykel that is 2 separate dishwashers in one. So imagine you put your dirty dishes into the top dishwasher
Okay.
drawer, and then you run that. You never have to put them away. You just put them back in the other
This
drawer.
is my favorite feature. I never have to unload the dishwasher. I can just say, hey, the ones on bottom are clean and the one on the top is dirty.
This is blowing my mind right now. Are there 2 drawers?
Absolutely. There are 2 handles and 2 dishwashers stacked on top. They're a little
So
bit.
there's certain times where the top ones would be clean and the bottom ones would
Absolutely.
be dirty.
Yes.
Or vice versa. You ran the
Absolutely.
bottom. So it's 2 mini dishwashers.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it
Huh.
is. And it's great because we never or rarely have to put the clean dishes away. We run it, then we use those. We know which one is clean because it doesn't have a towel on it. We use those dishes, and after we rinse them off, we put them in the other
I've
dish
learned
drawer.
a lot of things on this show.
We love that.
And this might be the one that has really totally blown my mind.
In 1997, we built a home, and I had a friend that came over that laid out where the back patio was going to be. And it was a big rectangular patio. And he said, why not expand that patio, but then
Sure.
kind of swoop the concrete edges
Give
to
it a
make
little
it a little more
character.
decorative?
Yes.
But better than that, the sidewalk coming up to the front door from the driveway, he said, instead of just doing a straight L shape, why don't you just curve that walkway with concrete to the front door? We got more compliments on how that was done.
Okay.
Thanks to my good friend John Vera, who came up with that. Do some creative things with your back patio.
concrete. Mhm.
Yeah, you know, if you pour it now and it's a rectangle, if you go back and add concrete later, it's not going to match.
Right.
You're going to wish you'd done it at the same time while they're doing concrete. And this is a real affordable thing that you can do to really add some pleasure to either your front sidewalk or your back patio.
And you know that front sidewalk, the way it was curved, made the front flower bed so interesting. It wasn't just a rectangular flower
It
bed.
really did.
Yeah, I see
It
that. That's
really
cool.
made the front of the house look
Well,
really
I've
pretty.
never wanted to build a house more than right now because now there's so many cool things. Just remember, and we'll go over how to contact and everything. We're getting towards the end of the show, but real quick, 330-3000. If you have questions on your audio visual, your patio, or how far the horse stables should be from the back patio, because you want to see them, but you don't want to smell them.
And you don't
So
want
that's
the
what-
horse flies biting
Absolutely.
you.
Okay, so we got a little bit of time here. Wally, I know you're one of those data guys. You're always studying the market, what the numbers are doing. Any changes that we're seeing in the local markets in the last week or so, or do you forecast stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks or months?
Dave, I alluded to a little earlier in the show that the market is continuing to change, and we are seeing the number of homes coming on the market increasing. I would say that it's not probably the smartest thing to do is wait until July or August to list your home for sale. Now, you probably have to if it's a job relocation.
Right.
But the home demand does slow down as we get nearer the end of the summer, especially August, September.
Sure.
Dave, the number of homes is increasing. In January of 2022, there were about 4,200 homes that you could find for sale on the Oklahoma City MLS. Dave, this week that's 6,600.
Oh, wow.
So the housing
So, yeah,
inventory
it is
is up
increasing.
about 50% from 2.5 years ago.
And tell us why that is, Wally.
Well, it's interest rates, right, Dave?
Yes.
I mean, if rates were still 3 or 4, I think we'd be in a crazy busy market. It's having an impact. Homes aren't selling as quickly. Here's some really quick, interesting numbers, Dave. Of the homes that are under contract right now in the Oklahoma City multi-list, 64% of those are priced at $300,000 or less.
Ooh, okay.
89% of the homes under contract are below $500,000. And 96% of the homes that are under contract are $700,000 or below. So as the price goes up, the number of homes under contract is lower.
So, okay, I can do the math here. If just 4% of the homes are under contract up to $700,000, what percentage of the homes at above $700,000 are still for sale?
So that number is 12%. So it's 3 times what's under contract. So as you see the price go up, there are fewer homes under contract, and we do see the number of homes increasing on the market right now.
Interesting. So if you listed at $700,000 or above, you need it to be priced right.
You better get it priced right in this market. That's
and
right.
the right condition, right location. When you have a home that's up at the upper tier, it's got to check off a lot of boxes to be able to sell.
And the right marketing.
You just took the words out of my mouth. Marketing. Who's going to market it for you? Who's going to sell it for you? Who are the professionals? Kerr team, Wally and Cindy.
Well, we appreciate that. We do have expert marketing to drive more demand for your home so that your home sells faster and for more money. And remember that depending on the price point of a buyer's home, we're actually willing to buy someone else's home so that they can buy your home without having to sell theirs first.
And that's
remove
key.
that contingency.
You know, that's key because when you look at somebody who is selling a $700,000 home or higher in price, statistically, their buyer is probably going to have a home to
Yeah,
sell.
they're not a first-time buyer, are they, Cindy? And so, thanks to Cindy and our relationship and kind of being savers, we were able to start doing something that other realtors couldn't do or would not be able to do financially. So we've been running our guaranteed sale program since 2007.
Yes.
It is available. If you know of anybody who would like to buy another home and they're concerned about selling their existing home first, have them give us a call. Again, anytime, 330-3000. Ask about our guaranteed sale program, and if their home needs some work on the inside before they're able to get it sold, ask about our new Fix It to Sell program where we can loan money
Yes.
to help some things get taken care of that will allow that home to sell faster and for more money.
Well, and just as an example, I know someone who was trying to sell a home with another realtor. Not a lot of movement, not a lot of conversation, not a lot of communication. Was able to have a chat with you guys, and it's just been a few weeks. There's been a bunch of showings on the home, a lot of people interested in it. It's a world of difference what the proper marketing and communication makes in selling a home.
Well, and ironically, Dave, and you didn't know this, is we received an offer on that home this week. And so thank you for your referral and your trust for guiding them our way. Obviously, we felt very, very committed, as we do with every customer, to do the best possible job in creating the most demand for a home, again, so it will sell for more money and quicker. And so we appreciate your referrals always.
The easiest thing to start off with is if you want to know basically the value of your home, just shoot Wally a text at 330-3000, your address, and what the condition it's in. 1 through 10. If you just had it remodeled, it might be an 8 or a 9, or it needs a little work. It's about a 5 or a 6. And Wally can
that'd
give
be very
you
helpful.
A ballpark figure. That's something to jump off with, something that now you have something tangible to work with, and then the conversation can start from there. It's so easy.
Or it doesn't have to start at all. If all you want is that value and you just like, hey, I'm just doing some research, hit me up. You won't get a phone call. I'll give you a range on value and try to get it as tight as possible. If you decide you want to do something from there, you can text again.
Fantastic. You guys have a great weekend. I'm going to try to get some sleep tonight because the festivities in our neck of the woods are still continuing. People last night were shooting off fireworks. I believe that if some people still have some leftovers, it's a Saturday night. I know they're going to be blowing stuff up, but it's been an entire July 4th is not one day. July 4th is an experience.
It's a celebration
yes, it's
of
a
many
celebration
days.
that lasts many days. And so I'm going to try to get some sleep tonight, finally, and enjoy the rest of my weekend, as I hope you guys do as well.
Dave, have an awesome week, and we'll see you next week.
This has been the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally and Cindy Kerr. Heard every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. and replayed on Sundays at noon right here on 1520 a.m. and 95.3 FM KOKC. Selling or buying a home is a major decision in life, and you can place your trust in Wally and Cindy as local experts with over 35 years of real estate experience. Call or text them today at 330-3000 to request a personal visit or consultation. And be sure to visit WallyTalksHouses.com to access the library of shows and topics available for download.